Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jake Wolf. I'm the CEO of Clever Leads, and I'm here with our partner and great friend, Mr. Jeff Stelter, the CEO of Gravity Relocation. Welcome to the Clever Nation Referral Network and Transportation Opportunity. We're very proud to go ahead and bring this out to each and every single one of you guys as an opportunity to go ahead and get connected with like-minded real estate agents all across the nation and to have a powerful, unique selling proposition and hook that you can go ahead and put in front of your prospective sellers and buyers moving to and from your location. Super powerful. And we're talking about not just a perceived gesture of $10,000 to $25,000, but true value in being able to go ahead and help with offering free moves for your patrons, completely separating yourself from your competition. So I'm here today with Mr. Jeff Stelter. We're shooting this video to go ahead and get you guys kind of introduced to what is happening right now in the Clever Nation and our partnership with Gravity Relocation. Mr. Jeff Stelter is a 20-plus year veteran in the moving industry. He's connected with the top three of the largest logistics companies in the whole United States of America. And we've been working hard behind the scenes, haven't we, Jeff, to go ahead and get to this point. So nice to see you today, Jeff. We're going to break down a little bit on how this opportunity came about, what it is, and things along those lines. So, Mr. Jeff, why don't you give us a little bit of background on maybe where you got started and how all of a sudden this transportation opportunity presented itself?
You bet. In a nutshell, back in 1997, we were living in Las Vegas, here in Las Vegas. And long story short, we had agreements and contracts with apartment complexes, and they would pay us as a lease incentive for people to sign leases at their apartment properties. And we would bill them just a flat rate, and we would give away free moves, or the apartment complexes would give away the free moves, and people ate it up. They absolutely loved it. Our first deal, we moved 354 people into one apartment property. And then when they were full, we went up the street and signed up 2 more. And within 2 years, we had 18 apartment management contracts and almost 200 apartment properties. And about this time, the guy that sold me my first house, I run into him and he said, "Hey, I like what you do. I want to apply that concept for my real estate clients." He said, "I think I could sell a lot of homes if I could offer this service to them." And he said to me in the beginning, he said, "But I'd want to do it either across town or across the country. I'd want to move them anywhere in the United States." And my initial reaction was to laugh at him. And I said, "Well, that gets really expensive really fast." But at the same time, I've always been a guy to try to think outside the box and find solutions to challenges. And so we got together, brainstormed a little bit, and we figured we'd just try it out. And so that was May of 2000. And he advertised in May, June, and July. In August of that same year, he closed 19 homes in 1 month, and he made $165,000. He paid $35,000 in moving expenses. But by then the writing was on the wall. And so I went out and got a real estate license, and I figured, how hard could it be, And my first year, and I did no advertising at all. I ran the moving company full time, and I still closed 47 homes my first year. And I would get these phone calls, and they were all very similar. And they would say, "My uncle's cousin's brother's old roommate's sister's nephew's landlord said that you would move me to Tennessee if you sold my house." And I'd say, "Yeah, that's what we do." And it was no more than that. They'd say, "Well, come sell my house then." And around that concept, we ended up in given 3 more years, we ended up building a brokerage around that concept. We had 14 offices in 7 different states. We operated 14 of our own moving trucks, 10 semis, 4 smaller trucks. And all we did was move our clients for free. And they lined up for that stuff. They absolutely loved it.
Yeah. Fantastic. So you, right at the point of the housing market crash in the later parts of the 2000s, you guys were selling 150 plus homes a month.
Yeah. We averaged between 140, 150 a month.
Yeah. That's fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a true gesture that you're passing along to your clients. People have to either incur the expense of moving themselves, which is going to a company that rents out these different vehicles for 5, 6, 7,000 before you even put insurance or diesel inside of it and do the move yourself. Or, as we all know, the actual transportation moving side of the big name brands are extremely inflated right now. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that, Jeff?
So recently we had, and this is why this tool is so powerful. Recently, a friend of a friend called us up in a panic. They were in Denver, Colorado, moving to Newport News, Virginia, and they had done their due diligence. They had researched this moving company. They checked their licensing, the insurance, everything. They gave them a $5,000 deposit to do their move. And on moving day, no truck showed up, no workers showed up, no phone call. They repeatedly called the company. Nobody answered the phone. The buyers were coming with their movers to move in, and literally nobody showed up. The next day, nobody showed up. By day 3, they realized they had been scammed, and they called us in a panic, and they said, I don't know if you can help us or not. So anyway, we dispatched a semi that showed up the next morning. We got a service provider out of Denver, Advantage Movers, to come out and load them. We got Norfolk Movers in Newport News to unload them. And we spent $1,200 on the load, $5,500 on the truck, and $800 on the unload. The entire move was $7,500 cost, and Allied Van Lines had quoted them $24,000 for the exact same job.
Yeah, it's very inflated, very inflated.
It's crazy.
Let's talk about this offer. So how throughout the last 20 years have you been putting this offer out in front of prospective sellers and people moving to and from some of the service areas that you provide?
So we've done all kinds of advertising. In fact, back then we did everything from radio, television. Back then, there was no Facebook or Instagram or any of that stuff.
Yeah.
But our biggest traction was word of mouth. For example, I sold a home for a guy. He moved in to his new place. The neighbor came over and to say, hey, how do you like your movers? Do they do a good job? He says, yeah, they're great. They're free. Anyway, long story short, that guy called me up and he said, I'm going to give you 30 minutes to come over to my house and convince me this isn't some kind of scam. Well, I went over there. I sold his house. We moved into Dallas. That guy alone gave me 8 more referrals from his people in his church group because it was such a powerful tool. Our best traction with advertising has been people that have actually used the service. And another challenge that we have is people thinking it's too good to be true. It's very helpful to have, like, we've been building a library of customer and actual client testimonials that are like, yes, we really did get move free from Vegas to Pensacola or Salt Lake to Phoenix or wherever they go, LA to Vegas. Yeah. So we've been building that library, and anybody is welcome to those videos. They're there for everybody's use. And whatever advertising and marketing materials we have is open to whoever wants to look at it and use it.
Outstanding. So, ladies and gentlemen, when we say free move program, we say 99% of homes qualify. We talk about the benefits of the program, things like that. It really gives you a unique selling proposition to go ahead and start creating the relationship, especially when you are saving these people anywhere from $10,000 to $25,000. Now, how does all of this stuff? How is this even possible? So Mr. Stelter has associations with some of the largest logistics transportation companies across the United States of America, and has tapped into hundreds of thousands of owner-operator semis, and is able to go ahead and coordinate all the logistics for transportation across the whole United States of America. In addition, he's associated with small moving companies and people to go ahead and help out with the load and unload in different areas in coordination with a lot of the agents inside of the network. So once you have a hook, a unique selling proposition like this, and you're actually putting it out there, your competitors are not going to have the same advantage, especially with your unique opportunity here inside of the network. So Mr. Stelter and the Clever Nation has been working for the last 1.5 years to go ahead and build out this whole network and to be able to fulfill the logistics side, so you guys have the unique opportunity to take something powerful to the market. Most of the big name brands in the real estate industry are always pushing financial incentives or some type of comfort incentive to try to gain awareness for prospective sellers. Now, you through the network have the opportunity to individually be the person to go out and offer this to all of your prospective customers in and around your local area. So the nice thing about this, ladies and gentlemen, is we're able to go ahead and keep the costs very low in comparison to what your customer would go ahead and realize by renting a vehicle and or networking with some of these other organizations and actually contracting some of the biggest brands. So Jeff, how does this work for our agents? Let's talk about the logistics side of it here. So they go ahead and promote the free move program.
Yes.
And now all of a sudden they have somebody that has a 4-bedroom, 3-bath home. Let's talk about that. Where do they go from there?
So we don't ever want the agents to be in a position where they need to make any decisions in behalf of any moving service or answer those questions. In the beginning, we would like to just reach out to your clients. They will have a whole bunch of moving questions that we answer every day. We want you to be in the loop. So any communication that we have with your client, you're CC'd in on email. So you're aware that what's going on behind the scenes. So from there, we take into consideration the square footage of their house. We'll take an inventory from them. It'll give us an idea of how much size, cubic feet, and weight that is. And then depending on the size of the shipment, there's different options there. Sometimes we use LTL trucks. Sometimes we use full semis. Sometimes it may be just a 26-foot truck that we need. But getting to them early and explaining to them how the process works is key, so they know exactly what to expect. It's all about managing their expectations. And so on moving day, the local service provider will reach out to them to confirm. The truck confirms with them. The offload service confirms with them. We manage the entire process, and it runs really smoothly.
Yeah, fantastic. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you're submitting for a quote through the logistics company, we are going to send you back that quote individually. So you're going to be able to take a look at what it would cost for your prospective customer to go ahead and move from point A to point B on their timelines. At that point, we will end up sending back the quote to you so you understand exactly what that cost is. We're not going to share that with your prospective client, and you are the ultimate decider at that point to go ahead and choose whether or not you would like to go ahead and cover as a gesture at closing the whole entire cost of the move itself, or if you're going to cover a part of it and there's going to be additional finances that the prospective customer needs to cover. Now let's talk about that. So let's say, for example, that you receive back a quote for $7,000 on the whole transportation move from, let's say, Denver to Omaha, Nebraska. Okay. And you, because of the way that the arrangement of your real estate deal lines out, you want to contribute $5,000 to that. At that point, what you'd be able to do is talk to your folks and let them know that your program covers all of their move except for $2,000. Now, what do you think they're going to say in that moment? They're going to look at it and go, I could either go to one of these big brands and spend $20,000 to $25,000. I can go rent a 26-foot truck and spend $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 before I even do it myself, or this whole thing is handled and I have to come up with some additional resources. So we would say the large majority of your moves would be able to be handled through closing and coordinated in full. Most of the people that we see move anywhere from 500 to 700 miles from your location or to and from. And the way that these things arrange themselves out, we're intentionally keeping the cost low. We're handling this with top level logistics and professional drivers and different companies, making this all happen for you, keeping the cost low so you guys can go ahead and cover a portion out of closing and have such a dynamic, unique selling proposition that just blows away your competition. So,
let me make a quick comment about that. And this is the way we present this to our clients. It's very important to say, see if your home qualifies. And then everybody says, well, how do I know if my home qualifies? And the answer is the value of the home and the miles needed to be driven. So if you list a condo in San Diego and they say, hey, we want to move to Augusta, Maine, that's going to be a tough stretch. But that doesn't mean that it's a bait and switch. We always trying to avoid the appearance of a bait and switch. So we would see what it would cost us to do that move, and add in the agent contribution, and then you'd be able to tell them, hey, because of the value of your home, because of the miles driven, your contribution, we can still do your move. Your contribution would be X amount, but always tell them that their home has to qualify, and qualification depends on the value and the miles they need to go. And Jake's right. We've had clients that moved all the way across the country. And in one case, we charged one of them $2,200. In another case, we charged them $4,000. But the values of their home were low, and the miles they needed to go were high, and they were tickled to death. They were absolutely 100% happy that their home qualified for that much. They were thrilled. So don't think that that's going to be I'll move you free, but I'm really not. You really got to pay for it, blah, blah, blah. It's not that at all. It's all in that presentation that they understand up front. And again, managing expectations. If it's presented right, nobody will think it's a bait and switch. Everybody will understand exactly how it works and the process of qualifying their home.
Yep. Fantastic. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is a wonderful opportunity to have a unique selling proposition to get on board with something that is so powerful, a true gesture of value that you're passing along to people when they find out that you could go ahead and move them from one state to another, and that it's all coordinated inside of the whole transaction. Really separates you from the competition. This is something that we wanted to bring to the market, and it will give you an opportunity to have something of value out there. So let's talk about the actual network itself. So here in the Clever Nation, we've built out a social and agent network behind the scenes to go ahead and link all of you like-minded real estate agents together. So if there's thousands and thousands of agents that are controlling zip code territories across the U.S., all promoting this unique offer. Now, if somebody's moving from Minneapolis to, let's say, Denver, Colorado, we're giving you guys an easy way to go ahead and find each other so that you can ultimately share in the expense of any of the transportation costs and work out any personal referrals that you guys have. So being part of the Clever Nation gives you a unique opportunity to promote this for yourself. Also, be in a position to where you have agents all across the United States looking for you in your territory when the opportunity presents itself. Extremely powerful to go ahead and be part of a national network of agents like this. For a low cost to go ahead and get in, to be listed every single month, to have the opportunity to go ahead and promote this and be part of something big that's going to revolutionize the real estate industry across the U.S. Additionally, we here at the Clever Nation and in association with Jeff at Gravity are going to start promoting this opportunity from a national level, utilizing our brands to where we say that we have agents that are willing to go ahead and participate in this capacity. So it's important that you're listed in your area and that we can go ahead and connect with you through our logistics company and our call centers to go ahead and make sure that you guys are getting all of the people and all of the traction from the attention in the local area. So very powerful, ladies and gentlemen. If you're looking to go ahead and find out more information about this, review this video. Also here on this page, there's an opportunity for you to go ahead and click on a button. It's going to go ahead and log you into a Clever Lead system on trial to where you'll be able to go ahead and secure your zip codes. If you are an existing Clever agent, utilizing some of our core CRMs, advanced tracking website, powerful advertising, virtual assistant services, or utilizing us in any capacity, all you have to do is find the Clever Nation button and see if your zip code is available. We're going to be very serious as far as exclusivity for you in your area, and we are going to be here to stand behind you as your partners in real estate so that you can go ahead and really build up your brand kits and start promoting this unique opportunity so that your competition doesn't have the opportunity like you do. So, Jeff, thank you so very much for joining us today and giving us a little bit of information on the transportation side.
You bet.
Your video, and anybody that's coming into the network, you guys will be invited into our inner circle where we're going to have more transportation talks, conversations, examples of different things. So we're looking forward to having you, ladies and gentlemen. God bless each and every single one of you. Jeff, thank you so very much for your time.
Thank you.
See you guys on the other side.